Oh man, you know, the things that happen on sometimes very funny. But we're back in the studio. We're talking about, you know, all these latest technologies coming out and coming your way. Sorry. Coming your way. Very soon. This new scan disc that was made specifically for mobile devices. Now, according to a report by Geeky Gadgets, ScanDisk has this week unveiled a new ScanDisk Extreme Micro SDXC card, which has been designed specifically for mobile devices and is currently being marketed as the world's fastest storage card for mobile devices. So this isn't a micro SD that you can use in your desktop. You know, you put an adapter and you can use it in your desktop or whatnot. This is a memory card that was created specifically for mobile devices. Now, the new ScanDisk Extreme Micro SDXC card doubles performance of transfer speeds when compared with existing mobile Ultra Micro SDXC cards. Now, offering users read speeds of nearly 80 megabytes per second. You know, so and that's pretty fast. Now, according to the people at ScanDisk, they say this card was designed to protect your memories from life's mishaps. ScanDisk Extreme Micro SDHC, HC means high capacity cards, and Micro SDXC UHS memory cards are waterproof, shockproof, X-ray proof, meaning radiation, and they can operate in temperatures ranging from 13 degrees Fahrenheit all the way up to 185 degrees Fahrenheit. So take your phone, tablet, or camera to the mountains, the ocean, the desert. Even if your device doesn't survive, your ScanDisk memory card will. Class 10 and UHS high-speed 1 or U1 video recording ratings keep up with the demands of fast-action 3D full HD video, so you get smooth video recording and playback without interruptions. Now, the new ScanDisk Extreme Micro SDXC cards are now available in storage capacities from 16 gigabytes all the way up to 64 gigabytes and will range in price from $60 to $199 respectively. Now, if you want more information on these super memory discs, you can head over to ScanDisk's website, you know, scandisk.com, and they will tell you where these things are going to be sold. You can buy it from their website and stuff like that. But if you're looking for good memory cards, because see, the problem with a lot of memory cards is even though it can store your data, remember, as the data is being written onto any device, whether it's your hard drive, whether it's a disk itself, any kind of device, it records by putting changing the data into a digital format. Now, what ends up happening a lot of times with the traditional ScanDisk is that when you do video, high-end video and stuff like that, especially high-end video, standard video is okay, but when you do high-end video, the problem with a lot of these cards is that a lot of the data will transfer, but sometimes it gets lost and interrupted. So that's why when you're rewatching the video, it'll have breaks in it, or the audio isn't so clean, because as it's recording and transferring the file into a digital format and putting it on the ScanDisk, sometimes the little bits of information. Think of a trail of sand, a line of sand that you have on your table, and it produces a perfect straight line. But if you take a credit card and start chopping in the middle of the sand, you'll see, you know, a very small slit in the sand. Sometimes that's what happens with the memory. So then it jumps, it skips, it doesn't play the video very smooth. This new ScanDisk that you're looking at right here is designed to correct all of that. This is a 16 gigabyte model made especially for mobile devices in temperatures from 13 degrees all the way up to 185 degrees. So even if you're in the Arizona desert, which at night can be 104 degrees at night or 110 in the shade, You know, I mean, these cards can take extreme temperatures and still keep on ticking. So if you're looking for some good memory cards for your mobile devices, whether it be a camera, phone, laptop, or tablet, anything like that, this is the one you want to get by ScanDisk. This is known as the ScanDisk Extreme Pro SDXC Ultra Micro memory cards. So hey, this thing looks pretty good, and if I were you want something good, definitely check this bad boy out. Now we're talking about, according to another report, speaking of good devices, we noticed the Samsung Galaxy S4 is already a good phone. You know, I mean, selling 20 million units in 2 months. Definitely, that, you know, you can't deny that that phone is really one of the top-notch phones. However, tomorrow, an unlocked Samsung Galaxy S4 Zoom is going to launch. Now you're saying, what is this Zoom? Well, we're going to show you a picture of this Samsung Galaxy S phone that has a zoom on the camera. The UK mobile retailer Clove has announced that they will have an unlocked version of the Samsung Galaxy S4 Zoom in stock from this Thursday or tomorrow coming up. The handset will retail for £442 and 80 pence, including taxes. The Samsung Galaxy S4 Zoom features a 4.3-inch QHD Super AMOLED screen, and we know that most Samsung phones are known for their Super AMOLED screens, super rich color, greener greens, redder red, stuff like that. Display that comes with a resolution of 540 by 960 pixels, so not great. The device is powered by a 1.5 gigahertz processor, and it also features a 1.5 gigabytes of RAM. Now, other specifications on the S4 Zoom include a 16 megapixel camera with a 10x optical zoom, not digital zoom on you, because this is a zoom, the Galaxy S Zoom. So it's not a digital zoom, this is an optical zoom. And there is also a front-facing camera of 1.9 megapixel for your video calls. Now the 16 megapixel camera, 16 megapixels, that's pretty high. Megapixel camera on the Galaxy S4 Zoom comes with a number of features, including optical image stabilization, enhanced smart modes, plus a 24 to 240 millimeter focal length, and a f3.1 to f6.3 lens. And the Samsung Galaxy S4 Zoom comes with Android Jelly Bean 4.2. So right now that's the latest. Jelly Bean 4.3 is on the way, coming out. And also features 8 gigabytes of built-in storage plus a micro SD card slot, which you can use that ScanDisk micro SD card that we just talked about, the micro SD XC quality memory storage card. And it comes with that card slot that can take up to 64 gigabyte card in there, and you can find out more details over at Clove, because they're the UK retailer that is selling this unlocked, so you can get that here in the US or other countries around the world, because it's an unlocked version. And if it's unlocked, that means you can use it, put any SIM card in there, and you can use it wherever you want to use this phone. So this is definitely a decent phone as far as the processor. The screen resolution is not the best, you might suffer a bit there. And for £442, that's going to be about $600 something, which is around the right price for a Samsung Galaxy S4. But that screen resolution, I think, is going to be something that holds sales of this phone back. Otherwise, this is a very good phone. I mean, having that zoom on it, 10x optical zoom, not digital zoom. See, and for those of you that don't understand the difference between the two, most phone cameras don't have optical zoom. Most phone cameras, if they have zoom, is on the digital side. Now, what's the difference between digital zoom and optical zoom? Optical zoom has to do with focus and clarity. So when you, it's just like a lens. When you have optical zoom, you can zoom in on an image and make it sharp. When you have digital zoom, all it does is your phone or the computer takes the image that you have and increases the size of it, which also increases the pixelization, which also increases the makes it less clear, because it doesn't enhance the picture. All it does is take whatever picture you have. It's kind of like seeing somebody from 10 miles away, and that exact shot that you have, you just keep blowing it up, blowing it up. There's not going to be a lot of detail the more you blow it up, because you're not zooming it in, you're just blowing up that snapshot. You see, and that's what digital zoom is. Optical zoom will zoom in on the subject and bring them closer as it's making it clearer all at the same time. So you want optical zoom. You don't really care about digital zoom. If you have to choose between the two, optical zoom is what you want. Digital zoom, it's a feature, but you don't want digital zoom if you can get optical zoom. Matter of fact, any kind of camera you're buying, don't be impressed with the digital zoom aspect of it. Only be impressed with the optical zoom. And this has a 10x optical zoom on it. And so definitely, if that's something that you're looking for, that's going to be something that is going to be good for you as far as, you know, taking pictures, zooming in on faces, and things like that. The only bad thing is that screen resolution at 540 by 960 pixels. That's not even close to any kind of a HD screen. However, that Super AMOLED screen will make the image quality look a little better, but the resolution is going to be tricky. That 1.5 gigahertz processor, if it's not a dual core or quad core, they don't say in this report right here, but just if you like taking pictures with that zoom, that's definitely something you may want to look at. Now, we're coming up on a break right now, but coming up after the break, we're talking about the game Last of Us. Oh, by the way, that thing is coming out tomorrow. That Samsung Galaxy S4 Zoom. Last of Us, that top-notch game that came out for the PS3, that thing has sold big, and people are talking about it. Also, Nokia Chat Beta launches. Many of you may not know what that is. We're going to talk about that coming up right after the break. And also, an O2 trainer offers resistance training for what? You need to tell you that right after. More of that and more coming up right after the break, right here on your favorite tech show, Tech Pulse. Oh yeah, stay tuned.